Hi, I'm Mark Ferguson from Unity High School in Balsam Lake, Wisconsin, and I'm here to tell you today about the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. The Pythagorean theorem allows us to calculate the length of a missing side of a right triangle, given the two sides are known. The legs of the right triangle are denoted by a and b, while the hypotenuse is denoted by c. The hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle and is the side opposite the right angle. So the two shorter lengths, leg A and B, the sum of those values squared is going to be the length of the hypotenuse squared. So let's start with a classic example of a right triangle. The legs here are of length 3 and 4. Plugging them into the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I have 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. My order of operations says that I square first. So 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. Adding the 9 and 16 together yields 25. So c squared equals 25. To get the answer of c, I need to take the square root of both sides. And the square root of c squared is c, and the square root of 25 is 5. And it works out correctly because the hypotenuse is the longest side, and 5 is bigger than 3 and 4. Now let's try something where we know the hypotenuse and one of the legs. Here the hypotenuse c is 13 and side a is 5. So plugging in 5 for a and 13 for c, I square 5 squared is 25, 13 squared is 169. Now I have to get the 25 away from the b, so I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides of my equation, and b squared is 144. Again, I'm going to take the square root of b squared to get b, and I'm going to take the square root of 144 to get 12. And again, that works out correctly. I knew that my answer would have to be something less than 13, and 12 obviously is. Now, so far my answers have worked out to whole number answers. It won't always work this way. Let's try the hypotenuse of 10, and let's try b this time, the other leg as being of length 7. Again, the formula, 7 in for b, 10 in for c. Squaring both numbers gives us a squared plus 49 equals 100. Again, to get the a squared by itself, I'm going to subtract 49 this time from both sides, and 100 minus 49 is 51. Square root of both sides, the square root of a squared is going to be a, and the square root of 51 doesn't come out to a whole number answer. If you grab a calculator, it is approximately 7.14. Now, generally I tell my students to leave their answers in terms of the square root. The answer doesn't come out to a whole number. So my students would have the square root of 51 as an answer, but it is perfectly acceptable to have an answer that is approximately 7.14. I'm Mark Ferguson from Unity High School in Balsam Lake, and thank you very much for watching.